You guys asked, we heard you and answered. Today we will be covering, drum roll please, real estate math. But instead of just covering math questions, we pulled the ultimate trick out of our hat. The one formula that will help you get through the real estate exam. What is it? How does it work? Is it even real? Let's get to it. What is the formula? In some corners, it is called the T-chart, while others refer to it as the T formula. Whatever name you choose to go with, the T-chart will revolutionize the way you approach real estate math. It is called the T-chart because, well, it is shaped like a T, and this allows enough room for 3 variables. Let me explain. Most of the math questions that you will encounter in the real estate exam will have 3 parts. 2 parts known and 1 part that is unknown. The unknown part is what you will be solving for.
For example, a real estate agent closes on a house valued at $400,000. The listing agreement states that the seller will pay 6% to both the listing agent and the buyer's agent. What total does the seller pay? We have 1,
the total price of the house,
and 2, the commission rate. These 2 variables are known, and then we have 1 unknown, which is the total amount paid out by the seller. We will talk about the answer later on in this video. Just like the number of variables, the chart has 3 math operations. What are the mathematical operations? The very things you learned in elementary: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. On the T-chart, we use 2 division signs and 1 multiplication sign. If you have a rate and a part, you will have to divide to get the total. The same applies when you have a total and a part, calculating the rate. But if you have a total and a rate, calculating a part, you will multiply.
How does it work? The T-chart uses the simple method of substitution. You know those players in football that are waiting on the side called substitutes, waiting to jump in should anything happen to the players on the field? Yep, that method. Now let's go back to our commission example above.
We have a total, the house price of $400,000 and the rate of 6% commission. So, what we are going to do is substitute into the T-chart, basically replacing the elements on the chart with these values. Remember to always divide the 6 by 100 since we are working with the percentage. Then calculate 400,000 multiplied 0.06. So the final answer is $24,000 because we are calculating the total amount the seller has to pay, not the individual amounts each agent or broker takes home.
5 practice questions. Let's try a few questions to test out this formula.
Question number 1. A house sells for $330,000 in Albany, New York. The commission check is handed to the broker, which is $17,325. What was the percentage the broker received for this transaction? 5%, 5.25%, 5.50%, or 5.75%? We're going to bring out our chart. The first thing I want you to do is break down the question. We have $330,000, which is the total, and $17,325, which is a part. That means the $330,000 goes on the left and the $17,325 on the top, meaning we are solving for the percentage. We divide 17,325 by 330,000 and get 0.0525. Then multiply that by 100 to get a percentage, which means our answer is 5.25. So the correct answer is 2. Off to the next question. If a bank makes a 90% loan on a house valued at $88,500, how much cash is required at closing in the form of a down deposit if the buyer has already paid $4,000 in earnest money? $88,500 goes on the left because it is our total. Then we move the 90% to the right because it is the rate, but we cannot work with it as a percentage, so we turn it into a decimal, which gives us 0.9. According to the chart, if you have a total and a rate, you multiply. Then we have 88,500 multiplied 0.9, which equals to 79,650. So we subtract 79,650 from 88,500 to get 8,850. But the question states that the seller has already paid $4,000. 8,850 minus 4,000 equals to 4,850. So the correct answer is $4,850. Question number 3. What is the interest rate on a $150,000 loan that requires an annual interest payment of $6,500? Interest rate means percentage. We will answer this one exactly like we did in the first question. $150,000 goes to the left, and the $6,500, you guessed it, to the top. We divide and then multiply by 100 and we get 4.33%. Don't forget that we always divide the part by the total, not the total by the part. So the correct answer is 2, 4.33%. Question number 4. A property's market value is $250,000. The assessment rate for the house is 15%, with 27.50 mils. Find the annual property taxes. Okay, so we have the total value and the percentage. We already know that we are going to multiply because it is a total and a rate. Let's first convert to a decimal, which equals 0.15. 0.15 multiplied by 250,000 equals to 37,500. But we are not yet done. The question wants us to calculate the annual property taxes, and we already know that we have 27.50 mils, and mils means 1,000. So we will divide 27.50 by 1,000, which is 0.0275. If you need a refresher on the mil rate, check out the flashcards on our website. I will leave a link in the description. Multiply 37,500 by 0.0275 to give us 1,031.25. So the correct answer is the first one. Question number 5. A house was sold for $450,000, which was 2% less than the original cost of the house. What was the original cost of the house? Round to the nearest cent. We're still using the T-chart. 450,000 on the left and the 0.0 to the right. Can you guys guess why the 450,000 doesn't go to the top as a part, but is instead the total? Leave your answers in the comments. I'd love to read those. 450,000 multiplied by 0.02 equals to 9,000. We know that the house was sold for $9,000 less than the original, which means the original price was $459,000, making option 3 the correct answer.
There is your weapon to tackle the math portion of the real estate exam. And remember, get some sleep, don't freak out, you've got this. And if you want more tips on how to beat exam pressure, then check out this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in our next video.